Chuck, I don't know where people came across this. It is the Chuck Norris fax. It's been floating around the internet for several months now, and this is some kid who just came up with all this wild stuff about how tough you are and everything. I'm going to give people a little example of what is on there. For example, facts like Chuck Norris once challenged Lance Armstrong in a Who Has More Testicles contest. Chuck Norris won by 5. This is the sort of stuff, you know, we've selected 10 for you. So we want, yeah, it's all true. So we want you to read them off for us, Chuck. Here we go.
These are 10 of them right here. And number 10 is when Chuck Norris does push-ups, he doesn't push himself up. He pushes the earth down. There are no steroids in baseball, only players Chuck Norris has breathed on. I mean, I don't know. Wow. That's not fair. I don't know. Believe me. Some of these ought to be screenplay writers here. Rather than being birthed like a normal child, Chuck Norris instead decided to push his way out. Punch his way out. Punch his way out. Chuck Norris once shot down a German fighter plane with his finger by yelling, "Bang."
That's true.
Oh, man. Chuck Norris doesn't churn butter. He roundhouse kicks the cows, and the butter comes straight out.
No, not real.
Yeah, because I have a ranch. That's how I get my butter. When Chuck Norris sends in his taxes, he sends blank forms and includes only a picture of himself, crouched and ready to attack. Chuck Norris has never had to pay taxes ever.
Is that true?
That's not true. That is not true. That's total false.
I live with Chuck Norris.
In fine print on the last page of the Guinness Book of World Records, it notes that all world records are held by Chuck Norris, and those listed in the book are simply the closest anyone else has ever gotten.
Yeah, that's true.
Now, this is one of my favorites here. When the boogeyman goes to sleep every night, he checks his closet for Chuck Norris. Chuck Norris is currently suing NBC, claiming Law and Order are trademark names for his left and right legs. Chuck Norris's tears cure cancer. Too bad he never cries, ever.
Oh, man.
Now I got to say my favorite one, though.
Oh, you got to say your favorite one.
Here's my favorite one.
Yes.
They wanted to put Chuck Norris's face on Mount Rushmore, but the granite wasn't hard enough for his beard.
Yes! Guys, let's hear it for Chuck Norris.